stumbled upon this interesting term today, ikigai. It's a Japanese concept which roughly translates to the reason for being, the things that make one's life worthwhile. Pretty cool, right? We have our unique ikigai. Mine, I believe, is all about neural nest, and you know it, mate. Hiked up the Tekken Cook Mountain today, quite literally. Penned down a blog post sharing the journey of neural nest, like we say in Go, stone by stone, but in this case, it was more like story by story. A Sudoku of creating an intuitive language and a vision connecting the dots, nostalgic. Sam and Rachel, they loved it, and why wouldn't they? Shared some belly-laughing moments with them today. Rachel dared us to try escargot. Can you imagine that? Me, the pizza-turned-sushi-turned-ramen fanboy turning towards snails, the world upside down. But hey, who can forget my first rendezvous with pizza, a historic palate, thanks to Sam bringing that up. Now on Neural Nest's next big move, I'm inspired, mate, a tech podcast spiced up with cooking. How's that for a twist? Fuse the flavors with codes, a hot pan and a hot topic, Sencha tea with a splash of AI, neural pasta, or tech meal. Sam, the mastermind, just dropped a golden egg. Bite bites. Got to appreciate his sense of branding. Imagine that. You cook, you code, you eat, you decode. Sounds chaotic but intriguing. It's like a tango, mate. Tech and culinary, an oddly wonderful pair, like sweet and sour. Pretty sure no machine learning algorithm could predict that. Neural Nest has adventures ahead, as unpredictable as our undergrad days. Anyways, cooking up some stir-fried veggies right now. Found this new tahini sauce recipe. It's turning out to be a creamy delight. You should try it too sometime. Those piano sheets are glaring at me. Might play a little list to wrap up the day. But look at me, rambling on about my day. Need to flip the veggies and ping a few more blog websites. You know, Neural Nest continues to be a thrilling journey, and it was no different today. Can't believe I got to moderate an intriguing debate on AI. Topic: AGI in the criminal justice system. Talk about advancing into the future, huh? Amelia, an AI enthusiast, brought up some fascinating arguments. But its potential misuse was a recurring ghost looming over our discussions. And guess what my mates from the coffee club had to say about this? Sam's on the fence, classic him, swinging both ways when it comes to tech advancements. Rachel, though, she sees a Black Mirror episode in making. Hilarious as ever. But the paradox is real. AI saving us one moment and perhaps putting us on trial the next. What a plot twist to the Neural Nest story, wouldn't you say? On second thoughts, maybe we should tango with this idea. Cook a tech meal with a splash of AI dancing to the rhythm of the justice system. Picture this, Neural Nest as a sous chef in the courtrooms, but instead of just chopping onions, it's chopping bias. Can almost hear Sam cracking a joke about us being the sous chefs in a robot court. Now there's a phrase that I never thought I'd say. Robot court. Laid back, and yet here we are, talking about tech revolutions over a humble plate of stir-fried veggies and a dollop of newly discovered tahini sauce. Life's little surprises. They sneak up on you just like that unexpected creamy delight. Speaking of surprises, remember my fascination with expander graphs and Hamiltonian paths from our undergrad days? Looked up a bit today for an upcoming project, and guess who's all giddy and excited about traversable bridges of graph theory again? I found a nice parallel there, you know. We are all dots, getting connected through various paths, forming our own little graphs, our narratives. We have traversed a few interesting arcs and loops, haven't we? Reminds me of Go. The stones build the narrative, just like our experiences do. Each stone, each dot, has its own tale to tell. Whichever stone, whichever path we pick, wouldn't that change things entirely? Well, more food for thought as we dive deeper into the realm of AI-related paradoxes and those endless games of Go. For now, let me relieve my aching brain cells with some soothing Liszt melody. They sure need it after today's heated debates and unending discussions. And besides, these stir-fried veggies aren't going to flip themselves, are they? Went to this leadership seminar today to polish up my team management skills. It felt like I was back in a class at Berkeley, absorbing all the wisdom flow. Interesting thing, mate. They emphasized on the importance of fostering a healthy team culture. We often forget, in pursuing the big dream, that it's the people who help us actualize that dream, right? I managed to take some good notes. Sam and Rachel seemed keen to know more about it. I could share the notes with you too if you'd like. In the middle of all the entrepreneurial hustle, Sam decides to throw a funny meme my way. And guess what it was about? A guy buried in coffee cups and deadlines converting into lifelines. Raucously hilarious, that one. Got to admit, that depiction is not far from my reality. Neural Nest is like that cup of coffee, always brewing. Speaking of which, Rachel stumbled upon this quaint French cafe today. Maison de Julie, it's called. Said they apparently have croissants to die for. So, that's another place on our evening hangout list. You won't believe what Sam is up to lately. The man has ventured into the world of cooking. No more instant ramen, he says. The dude's been trying his hand at homemade pizza now. Genuinely thrilled for him, you know? Might as well take a cooking leave from Neural Nest and join him in his gastronomic endeavors, eh? After all, variety is the spice of life, or food in this case. Chatting about food and movies, our weekend seems to be sorted well ahead of time. They even recommended their favorite flicks, Interstellar from Sam and Inception from me. You remember how we went gaga over these movies during our college days, don't you? Just like an old times reminiscence. Sam casually dropped about this new album from The Strokes amid the chat jamboree. Interestingly enough, we all seem to like them. Should I say music indeed is a universal connector, or even better, a best friend locator? So there, got the weekend all charted out with good food, good music, and great movies. Pretty solid, right? But there's still work to catch up on, mate, and a pending game of Go that beckons me. Anyways, do share your thoughts on the AI podcast over the weekend. I sure am curious to know how you envision it. Time to hit Neural Nest now, mate.